Fighting for a democracy. Fighting for a democracy. And understand the difference here. Understand the difference here. Moving forward.
When they asked her about the gun.
Yes.
And she, I got a Glock. What kind?
Yes.
And her answer was,
Yeah.
And Those were invented by nervous white people around black people.
Tyrus just dragged Kamala Harris straight into the spotlight. And let's be honest, she's been standing there for years delivering stiff speeches, awkward laughs, and answers that somehow manage to say everything and nothing at the same time. This isn't a casual jab or a throwaway joke. It's a full-scale verbal dismantling. Tyrus goes after her trademark word salads, those painfully rehearsed chuckles, and the overly staged, uplifting moments that always feel more scripted than sincere. He peels back the performance and exposes how often her speeches leave people scratching their heads, wondering what point she was even trying to make. And once you hear how Tyrus breaks it all down, it's impossible to unhear it. From that moment on, you won't listen to Kamala Harris the same way again.
VP Harris, she won't go to the border, probably because she'd rather take the magic school bus to the moon.
You guys are gonna see. You're gonna literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes.
Oh my goodness.
With your own eyes, I'm telling you, it is gonna be unbelievable.
With your own eyes.
Kamala Harris has become the clearest example of failing upwards so aggressively it feels like gravity just gave up. Forget rocket science. She somehow climbed all the way to the vice presidency powered mostly by nervous laughter, tangled word salads, and that frozen smile that quietly screams, "Yes, I practiced this in the mirror a lot." Every appearance feels less like leadership and more like a dress rehearsal that never quite ends. Instead of clarity, you get confusion. Instead of confidence, you get awkward pauses wrapped in rehearsed optimism. And somehow, despite it all, she keeps rising. Proof that in modern politics, performance can matter more than substance.
Harris getting mocked and criticized once again after dishing out another one of her now notoriously scrambled responses, which her critics have taken to calling a word salad. The vice president was meeting with the Jamaican prime minister, for example, when she blurted this out.
For Jamaica, one of the issues that has been presented as an issue that is economic in the way of its impact has been the pandemic. So to that end, we are announcing today also that we will assist Jamaica.
If you're enjoying this takedown so far, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It helps more than you realize, because at some point, it feels like America asked, "What's the worst possible leadership audition we could approve?" And Kamala showed up ready. Her resume reads like a political fever dream. Former prosecutor, occasional politician, and now whatever this role is supposed to be. The vice presidency may be symbolic, but she's turned it into full-blown performance art. Every time she speaks, it feels like the pilot episode of a sitcom the network never wanted, but somehow greenlit anyway.
I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it.
Kamala speaks like she's trapped in a never-ending job interview for a role she never bothered to prepare for. She strings words together like she's inventing a riddle in real time, then forgets what the riddle was halfway through. Listening to her speeches feels like cracking open a fortune cookie written by an AI on its last 1% of battery. Vague, circular, and oddly confident for having no point. You keep waiting for clarity, for substance, for anything to land. Instead, it drifts into a full-blown TED Talk about absolutely nothing, delivered with a smile that suggests this was all very profound.
Poor hubby. Poor hubby.
And this is the person just one heartbeat away from the Oval Office. She was supposed to bring charisma, relatability, and inspiration to the ticket. Instead, we got messaging that sounds like a translation app stuck on shuffle. Watching her try to hype up a crowd feels like someone accidentally hitting play on a playlist titled Corporate Buzzwords, 2008 edition. She drops words like moment, importance, together, and future. Then boom, the laugh. And that's the speech. But this isn't harmless awkwardness. It's incompetence dressed up in a tailored suit. Look at her record. 1 minute she's treating truancy like a national crisis, with parents facing jail threats because kids miss school. The next minute, she's playing the cool aunt, preaching empathy and vibes. That's not growth. That's a rebrand. Kamala treats politics like a costume party, where every outfit is pick based.
You regret not voicing your opinion in that moment.
Yes, and I actually have reflected on that, and I've written about that. I realized.
Would it have mattered if you did?
I don't know.
Then came the 2020 campaign, and what a spectacle that turned out to be. She launched with massive hype, flashy rallies, and nonstop buzz about being a historic candidate. The media crowned her early. The consultants smiled. And then reality showed up. Voters took one look and basically said, no thanks. Her presidential run collapsed so fast it felt like it vanished overnight. She didn't even make it to the primaries. 1 minute she was being marketed as the next political superstar, the future of the party. The next minute, she was a trivia question no one could quite explain. But instead of quietly fading into the political background, she somehow landed the vice presidency. Because in Washington, failing loudly now counts as experience. Fast forward to today, and we're left with a vice president who manages to be both invisible and awkward at the same time. Her big assignment? The border crisis. Remember that? She was put in charge of fixing it, and her solution seemed to involve everything except actually showing up. IT was like appointing a lifeguard who sets up their chair 3 blocks away from the pool. Instead of going to the border, she flew to Central America and delivered her master plan. Don't come. That was it. That was the strategy. As if saying those 2 words would magically solve migration. The message landed less like leadership and more like, okay, we'll just stay in danger then. Brilliant.
Amazing that no one asked. You told the American people that President Biden was better than he ever was, and you couldn't keep up with him. And then he gets pulled out of the race because he has dementia. So on the record, you are saying that a old man with dementia, or whatever they want to call it, outworked you. And you were even the last person in the room. So why are you running for president again?
Kamala Harris is basically that group project partner who does none of the work, but still insists on leading the presentation. She shows up late, adds nothing useful, grabs the mic anyway, delivers a rambling speech that goes nowhere, and somehow laughs like she absolutely nailed it, that if politics had Yelp reviews, hers would be 2 stars. Showed up, didn't deliver, laughed a lot, not recommended. Her approval ratings crawl along slower than dial-up internet. Whether it's the awkward cooking videos, the carefully staged photo ops, or those endless, we are in the moment of this moment speeches, everything feels like accidental satire. Honestly, if late-night comedy didn't already exist, she might have inspired it. She's not connecting with voters. She's doing improv and doesn't even realize it. And then there's foreign policy. Sending Kamala Harris to meet world leaders is like sending the class clown to negotiate with the principal. It's not intimidating. It's unintentionally entertaining. You have to wonder if other countries think America is joking. Like, is this real? Did you seriously send her? Imagine training for diplomacy your entire life, mastering strategy, history, and negotiation, only to sit across from someone explaining global conflict like a kindergarten story with hand gestures and nervous.
She couldn't move forward from that sentence. My IQ moved backward.
Here's the real twist. Kamala Harris was supposed to be the future of the Democratic Party, the rising star, the trailblazer, the safe bet. Instead, she's become a cautionary tale of what happens when hype collides with reality. She's like a flashy new gadget that looks incredible in the commercial, but stops working the moment you take it out of the box. All polish, no substance. And yet, somehow, she keeps moving upward. Not because she's effective, not because she's trusted, but because the system refuses to let her fault if mediocrity had a mascot. She'd already be wearing the costume. She isn't breaking barriers. She's tripping over them and laughing like it was all part of the routine. At this point, her greatest contribution to American politics might be keeping late-night comedy writers employed. You don't even need punchlines anymore. Reality does the work. Every clip of her speaking lands with its own built-in joke. She may be the first politician whose speeches practically require a laugh track, not because they're clever, but because without one, all that's left is confusion. Kamala Harris is what happens when politics turns into performance art. When style matters more than results, except the style is awkward and the substance never arrives. America didn't choose a leader. It signed up for an open mic experiment.
Hated people.
Yeah.
But I help people who harm people. God bless, good night, that's my time. That's what...
I think it's an excellent thing to acknowledge to a therapist.
Yes.
Kamala will ever hold public office again.
Better not.
I don't think you can come back from. It wasn't that she was outfoxed. It wasn't that she lost. I think you can certainly lose an election and run a good election.
Saw the video.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not someone who describes a video.
Yeah.
That's someone that they handed this to her and she was like, elephants? Oh, I'll take it from here. And then she went out there. And she was not drunk. She was hungover because she's way worse when she's hungover. That was hungover because she kept saying the same thing over and over again.
Her defense.
They formed a circle and then they got together. Go the way.
When you said you have guns, no, at the debate. At the debate,
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun owner.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the first time I've ever seen Oprah Winfrey stutter.
Yeah.
She was like, what she wanted to say, remember that stupid you said at the, which, was it the debate or was it the DNC that they drew me out and Stedman's pissed, he was double parked, waiting for this. Like she literally said nothing. She's like, Oprah couldn't, if Oprah can't save you, nobody can. You know what happened, Greg? The teleprompter went up and they cheered too long.
Yeah.
And she panicked because all she could remember, she couldn't remember the connection word. So she panicked.